Hi everyone, so today I'm here with my review of The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. So The Book Thief is one of those books that I've heard so many amazing things about and seen so many fantastic reviews over the past couple of years, and it definitely interested me. I'd been looking for a copy of The Book Thief for quite a while, and I was looking for the really nice cover because the cover that I've seen in Waterstones isn't actually that nice. So when I saw a copy become available on NetGalley, I decided that it was just fate and I was meant to get it and read it. So I was approved for a copy on NetGalley and I was really excited. So I decided to save it until January to read because I knew the movie was coming out this year, so I wanted it fresh in my mind. So it was actually the first book I finished in January because I started it at the end of December and never managed to get around to finishing it. So this is the very first book I read in January and it was such an amazing one to start off the year with. I'm not a major fan of historical fiction, and usually if the book is historical fiction and everyone's raving about it, I tend to avoid it, but I decided to give this one a chance and I'm so glad I did, so I will definitely be looking into a few more historical fiction books now thanks to The Book Thief. So as you guys probably know, because this book has been around for years, it isn't the main character who narrates this story, it's actually Death. I actually think Markus Zusak managed to pull off this narrative perfectly. Even though I wasn't hearing from Liesel or any of the other characters and I was getting someone who wasn't actually fully invested in their lives, I still became extremely invested in their lives and cared about every single character in that book. Death was a sympathetic character though, and he did keep checking in on Liesel and all the other characters. So I do think that's why I ended up caring about them so much, because Death did show a bit of an interest in them, and yeah, I really liked the way this story was narrated. Liesel is one of the most kindest and caring characters I've ever read about. She's a young naive girl who's been sent to live with her foster family because her mother is being taken away. Liesel doesn't understand where her mother is going because she's so young and she just wants her mum back. My heart broke for her the minute she arrived on Himmel Street. She was just a really young girl who wanted her mother and was being sent to live with strangers, so I just really felt for her. But Liesel grew as a character throughout the book, and seeing her being part of a family and being loved was one of my favourite parts of this book. She has such a big heart and cares about so many people. She was friendly, lovable and just such an amazing character. Rudy, however, was my favourite character. I can't even begin to express how much I love Rudy. He was hilarious, reckless, stubborn, and he never failed to make me laugh. Rudy was Liesel's best friend, and I just adored their friendship and their relationship. They were just such amazing friends. They were both so good for each other and they knew how to cheer each other up, and I just really adored seeing all their interactions, and every time they were together I had a massive smile on my face. I actually adored every single part of this book. I know there are a lot of people out there who think this book dragged and that it should have been shorter than it was, but I actually think that everything that's in this book is relevant and is amazing. I couldn't fault anything about this book. I really adored seeing how Liesel earned the name The Book Thief and how she managed to acquire all of her books and where they came from. I also really enjoyed hearing what she thought about her books, and it was really nice seeing her going back and rereading books countless times, because that's something I used to do a lot when I was younger, and it just made me want to go and reread every book that I have loved, so I did really enjoy that. I also really loved that the books weren't just there for her to read, they were there to help her learn. Her papa used them to teach her how to write and recognise words, so it was a really nice experience seeing them grow closer through her papa teaching her new things. There were so many other things going on in this book that warmed my heart and shocked me to my core, but I can't talk about them all because I will completely and utterly spoil this book for everyone, and I don't want to do that because it's such an amazing book. Even though the story was narrated by Death, I still really enjoyed it. It wasn't like Death followed Liesl around and gave us a play-by-play of her life. He was telling her story. It was such an original and unique idea, and I take my hat off to Markus Zusak because it was such a fantastic concept and it really did work. I wasn't prepared for the ending of this book to completely and utterly destroy me. I was expecting to cry because Death had already let something slip about what was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to be as heart-shattering as it actually was. There was just so much that happened at the end of that book, and it was so emotional, and I think I cried for about an hour after it because I just couldn't get over how heartbreaking and upsetting that ending was, because that's not the way I wanted it to end, and even thinking about it right now is killing me because it was horrible and extremely emotional. I can't say much because of spoilers, but I will say that this ending was just so heartbreaking that it is now up there with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows and The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Yes, that's how much I cried at this book, because those other two books are just exactly the same. They make me cry, and this one made me cry, and it was really bad because it was upsetting. So overall, I have to say that The Book Thief is one of the best books I have ever read. Even though the ending destroyed me and left me an emotional wreck, I still enjoyed and loved every single part of this book. It was so beautifully written and it was such a breathtaking story. It's definitely a book I'm going to be recommending a lot this year, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be making it on to my favourites list of 2014. So in case you guys haven't guessed, this book definitely got a 5 out of 5 stars from me. So that was my review for The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.